Hey, what's up everybody? This is Grimcity, and this isn't really a review, it's more of a closer look at two relatively new things to come out of Deluxe, and specifically Real. One of them is the Real Popslickles. This is their take on the slick deck. Now, a lot of you may remember, back in the day, I think it was especially like Acme, but back then, they and World Industries and pretty much everybody, and Alien, pretty much everybody that made slicks would do a plastic sheet that like eventually would get worn down and cut and then start to curl up and stuff. It got really nasty. Beer City, I remember they did a slick for a while, and it was more of like some kind of really hard enamel that was on top of the board, and as you slid on it, it would create like, it wouldn't rub off, it would more like create a grain. It was a real hard enamel, like magic shell on ice cream. It was pretty cool. With this, you can feel a difference. You feel something that maybe is sort of plasticky. You can feel a texture on it. It almost has like, well, you can even see it. It has what looks like a woven texture on it, but it definitely feels like it probably would slide on something. So this is going to be really fun to play on, and also going to be skating on a Real Low Pro, and this is right now probably infamous. A lot of people have been talking about it in forums and stuff like that, and the thing with this that I like, I haven't skated it yet, so I haven't had the feeling of it, but it's like it's not really a new technology. It's just it's a new concave, and that's what interests me. I like things, usually when things are really complicated, that means more things can go wrong, but this is a little bit fun. This is, what they've done is they've exaggerated the cambering of the skateboard. And basically what cambering is most skateboarders are used to talking about concaves, and that would be that dip. It's like a dip here, it flattens out a little bit, comes up. That's your concave. You have your rocker, which is about right here, and then your cambering is the angle of your wheels. If you were to talk about cambering on some kind of automobile, then you'd be talking, if you were looking at the car dead on and my two hands represented like the front tires of the car, that would be cambering. See the tilt. And so it's really, I don't know if this is possible to see, but there's a slight belly to the board. And if you can just see the truck holes, then you can see that they have a slight angle to them. It's very, very, very subtle. But with that angle, as subtle as it is to the eyes, we know as skateboarders that, just a few millimeters can make a world of difference. Like wheels, for example, and I'll be riding on one set of these. I'm going to be riding on Spits and Thunders on both sets. I'll be riding some Dennis Busenit's F1s, Street Burners, and man, I wish he was Skater of the Year. I just want, it's Dennis, man. If anybody's seen his Tampa Pro contest run, you know what I'm talking about. Dennis one day should be Skater of the Year. I think he should have been 2011, but that's just my personal opinion, and I'm not hating on anybody at all. I'm just throwing out love to another skateboarder, that's all. But gonna be riding Spits as usual, and like I say, I have an association with Deluxe as a known associate, and sometimes I get to beta test things that they're working on. So this isn't really a review, this is just some stuff I'm gonna be riding, and I'll probably comment about it, so maybe it's it's sort of a review, but sort of not a review. I don't know. Anyway, another shout out I wanted to make really quick was to my friend Dead Gregory, Greg Tracy, and this is from this design here. is from Authentic, and I'm gonna put a link in the video info and so to his Facebook page, and so you can see some of the clothing and things like that. I will holler at you really soon, and just gonna throw some skating up on these decks once I set them up, and peace out, rock on, skate hard. I have no idea what else to say, but I do want to dedicate this to my brother Raymond, who recently passed away, and first time I've experienced cancer in my family firsthand. First time I've experienced cancer at all, you know, in front of me, and you know, love my brother, miss you, man, and I have another brother that was deceased in '85 named Michael. So really, from now on, this channel is just dedicated to Raymond and Michael, because I miss them a lot. Anyway, not gonna bring anybody down. Gonna do some skating. Much love.
You got it! You got it! You got it! You got it! I know you got it!
The right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used. Chopped up, stretched, and used with other shit to get the desired effect to win. Let us begin.
You got it! You got it! You got it! You got it! I know you got it!
Here's my melody flow like snow yellow about his prints and big smiley face prints in it.
You got it!
The nervous spit flows, eyes closed, you're out of your lane. I'm running with my windows in it.
You got it!
I close mine with locks on the gates.
You got it!
Bag of life filled with dead weight.
You got it!
Your priorities mixed up, we fixed up. Bobby to throw these bird MCs today.
You got it! You got it! You got it! You got it! I know you got it!
You can't say what you're spitting is written like last month's baby clothes. It ain't fit.
You got it!
To upgrade to the top of phase, bringing big body ink sticks bottom of the page.
You got it!
We stepping a little hotter these days.
You got it!
Swamp for the herd that started in the glades.
You got it!
Two of the best and one of the noise who stay mile high. What the steward is doing
You
is,
got it!
you know I got it.
You got it!
You know I got it.
You got it!
You know I got it.
You got it!
You know I got it.
got it!
A degree drag and an art bag, and he lady she get up back to the room.
You got it!
A wife at home with a knife alone cuts for cutting up. I'm in the emergency room.
You got it!
Styles the place, Long Island base.
You got it!
A major tour now all over the place.
You got it!
A knack to keep those who lack out of the mainframe of the game. So to say,
You got it! You got it! You got it! You got it! I know you got trouble!
that takes to make double. Get the hustle, stroking like the hubble.
You got it!
Move over on I-95. Flashlight right in your eyes. Step outside.
You got it!
Immediate training, coach the trunk.
You got it!
Nowhere to run, they opened it up.
You got it!
A lot of regret, court's dead. Got a 5-year sentence, ain't finished 2 yet.
You got it!
Time, money, and work to do, but every time I'm working money here, it says I give her no time.
You got it!
Crime niggas who sign on my commitment, see you're honest. My niggas, I committed no crime.
You got it!
Good credit and plans for next year.
You got it!
Drunk wants some break, give me some beer.
You got it!
Rhymes flows that got you sipping on these daiquiris. I'm saying what exactly your ears wanna hear.
You got
I
it!
know you got it.
You got it!
I know you got it.
You got it!
I know you got it.
You got it!
I know you
I know
got
you got
it. The aches and pains, the craving for some De La Soul shit to whip your ass back in the shade.
You got it!
The hold tight, that will soon come. For now, take a bite from out of this mixtape.
You got it!
To cop this, so pay the fee.
You got it!
So, cause you're listening to the 3 MCs, rock the Kango and Qualies, but don't break, just break it. Damn.
Alright, this is filmed a number of weeks later since the opening of the video, which I apologize for. That whole thing was kind of awkward, just looked at the footage. But anyway, it's been a few weeks and I wanted to give you a breakdown on both of the boards. Gonna do them in the order that they were skated in. I skated the Low Pro first, and then I went on to the Popslickle. And I'm gonna make a correction and then give you a real breakdown on how this differs from other decks that Real makes. When I mentioned the cambering, the Low Pro actually has a reverse camber, and if you don't know what a camber is, now I had mentioned its automotive application before, but it really is a little bit different when you're talking about boards, and I should have gotten into that in more detail. A camber, if you're to look at a snowboard, it's going to have two things. One is going to be a rocker. You see how snowboards usually will kick up on either end, so I guess they don't dig into the snow. Not a lot of snow here in South Louisiana. And you'll see that a lot of those snowboards and a lot of longboards that are made to emulate snowboarding specifically, or just longboards that are built this way, will go up like that. And you'll see they have kind of a flex to them. Now that's a true camber. Now this is what you'd call a reverse camber, which is, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, it's an extension of the rocker. They kind of took the rocker and drug it out. So instead of having a bow going this way, it slightly bows down. So it's a reverse camber. And if you go to the Real website, they have a great photo. I'll put it up like right now, and that's it. You can see how it picks up on both ends, and you can actually see that it's slightly like that. Like, this table isn't perfect, but you can see that I'm slightly nudging it from truck bolt to truck bolt. That's because there's a slight belly, and I mentioned that too. It's a very slight belly. It's not so pronounced that you can't hang on to a board slide. Like if it were like really, you know, you'd be hitting the trucks when you were trying to slide down a rail or something like that. And people are like, well, how can you ride lower, but it still pop better or pop at all? You know, what's the deal with that? And that's because really your angles aren't so much different here at the nose and the tail. The nose and the tail aren't drooping down. What you get is a slight incline here and a slight incline here. So when you're on trucks, when you're on your truck bolts and anything inside of that, you literally are lower. And now I ride regular height Thunders, like I know that they're, you know, highs and low trucks, and my wheel size, my diameter is typically 54 millimeter. I felt a difference, which was really a trip. Like I really did feel that inclination to be low, but one thing I really felt was a tendency to just want to have my feet stuck on the truck bolts, and it was just a neat feeling, kind of being locked on there. And really beyond that, I can't say, you know, like nothing felt crazy. I like the R1 concave that Real makes, and skating this was nice because I actually had a concave. In fact, one thing they did is they tightened up the concave here on the ridge, and they did that in combination with the rocker. I'm sorry, well actually that's correct too, but when they extended the rocker and turned it into this reverse camber, they really just, it's a whole new concave. It's kind of like trying to describe, you know, how to balance on a bicycle when you stand on this. It's you can feel it, but it's really hard to put it into words. But I would definitely recommend next time you go to your skate shop, step on one of these and see what you think. I think I'm still partial to the R1, but I know so many people that are into everything being low, and so it would be really a trip if you were to get one of these. Maybe if you had some low trucks, and if you skated some maybe 49, 50, 51 millimeter wheels, you will be like on a scraper board. That'll be like pretty wicked. So if you're really into being low on the ground, you're not just getting the feeling that you're running low. And what I mean by that is, some people that are into low skateboards they may want to go with a board that has less of a concave. This is a Real Reezy. This is the mellow concave, and you will get the feeling of being lower because the concave is flattened out a little bit. Instead of picking up, your feet are going to be closer down to the ground. Now with this, you've actually got a pronounced concave, but you literally are lower to the ground because you've got that, your base plates are going to slightly tilt inward. And when they do that, that physically puts you down. Just, you know, I don't know exactly how much. It's not going to be by a great amount, but you definitely feel the difference. So you get to ride low to the ground, and if you like concave, you actually, you have a lot of concave there. And that's nothing to knock a mellow concave. I know a lot of people like to ride Girl and Chocolate, and I know like they're pretty much known for having mellow concaves. Me being a deluxe head, you know, I'm gonna roll with one of these. You can really, I think, see the difference when they're stacked. Because I know when I was on my way up over here, I had stacked. When I was on my way up here, I had stacked the board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack this on top of the Real C and let you see the difference in concave. And I think it's pretty neat. I'm also going to stack it in an R1 concave so you can see that one too. Okay, and you can see here, this is on top of the Real C, that really pronounced rocker. Even on the mellow concave, it has a really pronounced rocker, whereas the rocker on top here, on the low pro, is more extended. And it just stretches out all the way. And I'd also add that on a regular street deck, just like this Real C or any other deck that you might pick up, even when it's flat, it's still, you still refer to it as having a camber, even if it's a flat camber. So it's not a new term, it's a term that's existed a long time, but we just don't hear it applied to skateboarding very much. And right here we have a Peter Raymondetta, and this has got the R1 concave. I'm going to go ahead and stack the low pro on top of it, just so you can get a quick look at the difference between the rocker and some of the other dimensions going on. And again, we kind of see a similar thing, a very pronounced rocker on the R1, and you can tell that that rocker, it's basically the same thing, but it's just stretched. That's the whole point. And it's crazy. I mean, just like again mentioned at the beginning of this video, a few millimeters can really just change the dynamics of everything, really, from wheels to the deck to the trucks. And that's what it looks like on a typical R1 concave. And there's not a whole lot more that I can really say about the low pro, because I mean, it does what it says. It's gonna put you lower down and you're gonna feel it. So next up, we're gonna take a look at the now well skated Popslickle. And here's the Popslickle, and I really had fun on this. You know, as with all of the videos like that are reviews and closer looks and whatnot, a lot of skateboarding, you know, takes place off camera. But I really like this. Like I had mentioned before, like back in the old days when we had the old slicks, those things, like if you skated them on really raw concrete or concrete with like a really gritty texture on it, it would cut it, peel it open. Those things would get really soggy. But with this one, the plastic sheet on top, or it's actually, I don't even know if you can call it a sheet, because they do like a layer and then another layer, and they heat it on there. So what happens is when you slide that puppy off, you're not peeling anything. You're actually going to be sliding until you get down to the wood, and then you're sliding wood. But it takes some time to get down there, unless you gouge it on something stupid. But you can see here that there's no peeling up or anything like that. The plastic part is not separating from the wood. It's as good as tattooed on there. If you're skating metal, you should really maybe work your way, I don't want to say work your way up to skating like a metal rail or something, but I mean, before you skate a metal rail, be sure you're kind of used to this. Or if it's a rail that it's not like so high you're gonna rack yourself or something like that, because on metal this thing is super fast. On other things like painted concrete with texture, it's gonna let you get slides out that you probably couldn't get in before. And even like if you're gonna skate some or try to slide some smooth unpainted concrete, I think you'll get a similar effect. Really enjoyed the hell out of this, and I had a lot of fun sliding on some stuff that I don't normally slide on. And at the same time, the board doesn't feel, to me, it doesn't feel any heavier. But as a lot of you guys already know, if you've watched any of my videos for a significant amount of time, minute weight differences really don't mean anything to me. But had a lot of fun. It's a good slick. I hope Real keeps making these. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint. So yeah, I really like this a lot. It just surprised me a lot. I'm used to the slick experience, but this one was really a little bit different. It was slick, but yeah, no peeling, and it's still really good to go. Both of the decks are good to go. There's really not a lot else for me to cover, but I can just say that this is a badass deck, and had a lot of fun on it. And there's still plenty of slickness to go, because like, even though I can see the wood, I still feel the plastic. So I think that maybe some of this plastic is clear, or maybe I've just moved the plastic around a little bit, because the center of this thing is still really slick. This is really slick. Still got a lot of plastic left here. So yeah, there's still a lot of riding left on this deck. It's still poppy, and it's, you know, my favorite company, and I'm hyped. So I had 2 really good experiences, and that's really all I gotta say. But if you're still watching this and it's not raining or snowing, what am I saying, snowing? It's not snowing anywhere right now, is it? But if it's not too hot, you should get out, go skate, enjoy your time, get stupid, or play on Twitter, Facebook. I don't care. I'm not your dad. I'm not anybody's dad. This is a reverse mall grab. Switch. I'm sorry.